What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? You know what today is, don't you? Today is the day that the schedules come out for the New York Football Giants. I appreciate you being here. This is kind of impromptu. I was going to do this later. At night, but I got to be honest with you guys. It's 85 degrees out. It's sunny. It's gorgeous. I need to go for a run. I got to enjoy this weather. We don't get a lot of nice weather up here in the Northeast, as a lot of you guys and girls know. So I wanted to come on here and do this real quick. Like I said, I was going to do it later, but I figured I was going to do this real quick. Go over this with you, get your opinion on the draft, and maybe I'll do a video or we'll do another live stream where I kind of go into it in more detail. Also, real quick, I'm going to get out of here real quick. I'm not going to be on here very long, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. I know Chris is going to be live. I think 5:15. I think it's 5:15 with Sam Prince, the young man who had the Make-A-Wish Foundation wish granted. So in honor of that today, in lieu of any super chats that you guys would normally give me to the channel, everything that's donated to this channel today is going to Make-A-Wish 100%. This is again one of the fundraising streams. I decided to do it again in honor of Sam. Make-A-Wish is one of my favorite charities. There is no doubt about this. You guys know I've done 24-hour streams for Make-A-Wish. I've donated to Make-A-Wish a lot. This is my first fundraiser on YouTube for Make-A-Wish, but it's definitely one of my favorites. To see Sam's face when he got chosen, to see his reaction, and that's a lot of young people's reactions when they have their wish fulfilled. And as a dad myself, you really want to see your child happy, or you want to see, a young person happy, and to see how happy he was and how excited he was, and to see him all over the NFL and announcing the Kayvon Thibodeau pick and how much he loves the Giants. I was like, you know what? Chris has him on his channel, which is awesome. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not? We can do that today. You guys and girls are the best. So Anonymous, thank you. I appreciate it. Dashy, thank you for the $1. Robert, thank you so much. Anthony, thank you. Bobby, thank you guys for the donations to Make-A-Wish. I really do appreciate it very much. Like I said, it's just something that I wanted to do. I thought that was awesome that Chris had him on the channel. And just beforehand, I figured, you know what? Let's do something for Make-A-Wish, because, like I said, it's definitely one of my favorites. I will be back tonight for the Sons of Mavericks. If you want to tune in for that, we can talk more about this or whatever. But right now, let's go over the schedule. So, as you can see it up there, this is the New York Post, is where I got this, obviously. The Giants coming into the season with all new coaching staff, new GM, a lot of differences. Some things that are not different: the quarterback, the running back, the receivers, outside of Wan'Dale Robinson. Should be an interesting season. We have a last place schedule. And I just want to point this out. This is a fundraising stream. And you got this guy in here that says no one cares about the New York Giants. Giants still suck. Go Birds. Sir, you need to grow up a little bit. Okay, this isn't about you. This isn't about you. Yo! Whoever you were, thank you very much. A $250 donation from someone who chooses to be anonymous. But thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Manuel, thank you for the $5 donation. Really appreciate it, guys and girls. Thank you so much. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. Last place schedule, and they get to play the Ravens. Well, we have the AFC North, and I think we have the AFC North. Or is it the Ravens? Did the Ravens finish last in that division? Is that what happened? No. We have that division, right? Well, we're going to look at it together. I haven't looked at the schedule. It's the first time I'm looking at it. This is the first time I'm looking at it. So let's EDP burner. All right, let's go through it, guys. Because again, I don't want to overlap Chris, because I know Chris is going to be live. I think like I said, at 5:15. All right, week 1. I'm going to get your opinion in the chat too. Week 1, we play the Titans. The Titans are obviously a very formidable team. They've been in the playoffs how many years in a row? They coming off, they've been to an AFC championship game here recently. Door Gunner, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the $5 donation to Make-A-Wish, man. Appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. You can just put W or L in the chat. And then let me know if you think that they can beat the Titans week 1, September 11th, 425. And raise a donation request like $2,500. I mean, people can go past it. It's okay. I mean, I did not expect to donate somebody to donate $250. That is awesome. I see a lot of L's in the chat. Michael says a W. Jareed says W. Mr. Entertainer says L. I got to agree with a lot of the chat. I think this is a loss. I don't think that we're ready to compete with the Titans yet. It's in Tennessee. And let's face it, we got an all new team. We got new coaching staff. It's going to take some time for these guys to get acclimated. So I'm going to agree with the chat. I think that is an L. I should keep track of, I know I have a pen and pencil over here someplace. At least I thought I did. I have pencils in here that are not sharpened. That's not going to help me out. All right. Just so I can keep track of this myself. I need, bear with me for a second. All right, so I got Titans a loss for the Giants. Anthony, man, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much that I missed one. If I missed any guys, I'm sorry. If I don't notice it, just know that your donation is greatly appreciated for Make-A-Wish. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Just in case I miss it while I'm looking at something, because it doesn't really highlight you. It just says it there. Pee-wee, thank you for the $20 donation to Make-A-Wish, guys. I really appreciate it. We already $317. That's why you guys and girls are freaking awesome. And this is one thing that I really, again, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, if and when that ever happens, I'll talk more about where my channel came from and how I got started and kind of how it progressed into what it is. But without you guys and girls making my channel as successful as it is, I wouldn't be able to do things like this where I can kind of pay it forward a little bit. So I really do appreciate everything you guys and girls do for me. And my favorite part about doing what I do is being able to do things like this, where I'm able to do charity streams and fundraising streams and 24-hour streams. I really enjoy that. So thank you, guys and girls, for that. So they play the Panthers in week 2. Week 2, we are at home. It's our home opener, 1:00 against the Panthers. Sam Darnold and the Panthers. Perhaps Matt Corral and the Panthers if he wins it outright. Panthers coming off a terrible year, and I think we're beating them. And I see a lot of W's in the chat, and I'm going to agree with the chat. We're going to beat the Panthers. That's a W for the Giants. So one thing I did notice, I looked at this quick. This is our only primetime game, which kind of makes me happy because that means I don't have to be up till 12:30 on a work night. Our only primetime game, Monday night, Cowboys come to the MetLife Stadium. Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. Different look, Dallas Cowboys. They lost some pieces. There's no doubt about that. I don't think the Cowboys are as good as they were last year. We should be better than we were last year. And in my opinion, I see a lot of L's. I got to agree. I don't think we're ready to beat the Cowboys yet. I think that it's going to take some time for this team to gel. Dallas pretty much, they lost some pieces, but you know what? They're still a pretty damn good team. And I don't think we're ready to beat them just yet, but I think that we'll be close. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think we'll get blown out. I don't think they're going to beat us, 31-7, but I could see them beating us 28-24, 28-23, something like that. But I think we lose that game. Da Bears. Thank you, Chicago. For your first round pick. Thank you for, I guess, Kayvon Thibodeau or Evan Neal, because if we didn't have the ability to draft Evan Neal at 7, we probably wouldn't have taken Kayvon Thibodeau at 5. Maybe we would have, but thank you for either one of them. We're beating the Bears. Bears are no good. Bears are terrible last year. The Bears didn't have a first-round pick this year. We should be able to beat the Bears. And I see a lot of people in the chat giving us a W, and I agree. Landon Collins, yeah, I agree. Tom Collins, that's a good drink, Anthony. It's right up there. One of my favorites with an Alabama Slammer is the Tom Collins. I love it. All right. Week 5. All Chris and all Giants fans, guys that hang out with me and Chris during the streams on Sunday. You guys and girls on the West Coast, you better set your alarm. It's a 9:30 a.m. game here in New York as the Giants go across the pond over there to London. I have no English accent, Australian, but not English. They play the Packers in London. And hey, maybe the Packers will get airsick or something. Maybe it's a neutral field. It's not in Green Bay, and we ain't beating Green Bay. I don't care. We could play on the moon, and we probably wouldn't. That's right, Philly 500. I said the moon. Probably not going to beat Green Bay. Probably not going to be able to get to Green Bay. Probably not going to be able to, anytime Aaron Rodgers is there, I'm probably going to lean in the favor of Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to give the Giants a loss in week 5 that puts us at 2-3. Week 6, Baltimore, Lamar Jackson and company, Wink Martindale's old squad are going to be coming to MetLife Stadium. We have 4 home games in a row. I just noticed that not that the Packers are really a home game, but it says versus the Packers. We're not at. Is it 5? Am I reading this right, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 home games in a row? Or is that just... That looks weird. Because when it says versus, that means we're home. That can't be right. That's weird. Anyway, we're not beating the Ravens. I can't see us beating the Ravens. I got to give us an L on that one. So we'd be sitting at 2-4 right now. I just think the Ravens are too good of a team. And the Ravens had another magnificent draft. Does that really surprise anybody? But they had a magnificent draft. Shouldn't. By the way, if you haven't done so, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Giants football will be here before you know it. The summer always flies by here. Trust me. It'll be September before you know it. We then go to Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence and company. We haven't beaten Jacksonville in a long time. I don't remember the last time we beat Jacksonville. I don't remember the last time we were able to beat Jacksonville. When's the last time we beat Jacksonville? The Packers is a road game. It just says versus. Normally when it's a road game, it says at. So we got a little confusing there, but, neither here nor there. I see a lot of W's in the chat for the game against the Jags, and I'm going to agree. I think the Giants beat the Jags. I think by this point, we're going to see what Wink Martindale's defense is, and I just don't think Jacksonville's ready to I think we're better than Jacksonville. We'll just put it that way. Jacksonville will probably be better this year, but now that Urban Meyer's not there, they definitely got a better chance. But I still think we're going to be able to beat Jacksonville. I think we win that game. At Seattle. Now, before the Russell Wilson trade, I would have looked at this and said, yeah, that's a loss. Who's their quarterback in Seattle? Seattle's not really good. They're not really good. So, you know what? I'm giving us a squeaker. I'm giving us a W in Seattle. I'm giving us like a 17-13 win in Seattle. I'm giving us a 17-13 win. I'm going to end up picking more wins than I assumed initially, and I'm going to sit here and go, why am I picking us to win 9 games? This happens every time we do the schedule. Before the schedule comes out, I go, oh, we're going to win 5 games. And then I look at the schedule and I go, oh, we're going to win 9 games. But at this point, I'd have us 4-4 as we hit the bye pretty much halfway through the season here. So, again, we got almost 300 people in here. Again, if you're just joining the channel, thank you for being here. Please like, please subscribe. And again, just a reminder, I'm going to get out of here before 5:15. Chris will be live at 5:15 with that young man from Make-A-Wish, Sam Prince. So in honor of Sam being on Chris's channel, in lieu of super chats on this stream, any donation is going directly to Make-A-Wish Foundation. So any stream, in lieu of the super chat button, it's a donation button. 100% of it goes to Make-A-Wish. YouTube takes nothing. I take nothing. It all goes there. So just to remind you. And when the stream's over, I believe you still, if you catch a stream afterwards and you wanted to donate, I did run it through the 13th, so you should still be able to do that. Okay, so I thank you guys and girls for being here, and thank you for everybody that's donated so far. It is greatly appreciated. We play the Texans in week 10. The Texans any good? The Texans, I mean, the Texans aren't any good. But I'm going to say this, and this is the truth, guys. I see a lot of W's in the chat. There's two things that happen to the Giants. There's always the one game that they shouldn't win, and then there's always the one game that they shouldn't lose, and they do. That's this game to me. We come off a bye. We're not, maybe Daboll changes things, but for now, I'm giving us a loss against the Texans. I know that we should be able to beat them. But I have a bad feeling. It's just one of them games where it's like we come out flat. This is probably a team we should be able to beat. And the Giants always have that. My hope is this year, Daboll and company get rid of that with the Giants and that we beat all the teams we should beat. But every freaking year, there's that one stupid game where it's like, oh, we got this in the bag, and we lose it. That's going to be this game to me this year. Week 11, we play Detroit. There's another horrible team, by the way. We play Jacksonville. They had the first pick in the draft. We play the Lions. They had the second pick in the draft. We play the Texans. They had the third pick in the draft. We play the three worst teams from last year this year. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? I still think we're good enough to beat the Lions. I'm going to give us a W against Detroit. That puts us at 5-5 right now. So, listen, if we're 5-5 to the first 10 games, I'll be a very happy fan. Very happy fan. Here's where it gets fun. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to stream this game because the Giants don't usually play on Thanksgiving. I'm going to do my best to be home for this. Thanksgiving dinner is usually early. I'm going to do my best to be home for this after I stuff my face full of food and beer and have a few beers with you guys and gals, hopefully. It's at Dallas. It's Thanksgiving. We're not winning. They're going to give us a loss. That one's probably going to be a big loss. I think we're going to lose that one. I think we're going to lose that one pretty convincingly. The Commanders. They're in MetLife Stadium. I'm going to kind of do what I did last year against the Commanders. Now, they do have Carson Wentz, who's much better. They did sweep. I believe Washington swept us last year. I know they beat us the first time because of a missed offsides and the field goal, which was ridiculous. But I'm picking us to win this game. I'm picking us to beat Washington in this game. So at this point, we'd be 6-6. But this is where it gets tough. We have the Eagles on December 11th. Now, until we beat the freaking Eagles on a regular basis, I can't pick us to beat the Eagles. They always find a way to win. Always. That's a loss. I got us losing that game. I got us losing to Philadelphia. Then we play Washington again. 2 out of 3 weeks. They don't know if it's the 17th or the 18th. Man, I tell you what, the Giants play on some holidays this year. December 24th. That should be okay, though, because normally Christmas Eve isn't until later at night. So 1 o'clock on December 24th should be okay. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The second game at Washington, I think we lose. I don't think we beat Washington in Washington. Washington's going to be better, like I said, with Carson Wentz. And it's not like we're way better than Washington. Daniel Jones does play very well against Washington. That I will say. But I don't think that we're going to be able to go in there and beat them. I think that Washington and us are pretty even. They may be a little bit better than us. So giving us a split against them, I think that's pretty reasonable. Christmas Eve against Minnesota. In Minnesota, in the Dome, on Christmas Eve. I would love Santa to bring us a Christmas gift of a W. But I don't think we're going to win in Minnesota. So I give us a loss there. I'm giving us a loss in Minnesota. Versus the Colts. New Year's Day. New Year's Day. So what is New Year's Day? Is that these are on Sundays, right? The 11th is a Sunday. Oh, the 24th is a Saturday. That's why. The 1st is okay. The Colts. Yeah, I don't think we're beating the Colts. I think Matt Ryan will be just good enough. They still have a really good offensive line, and I just don't think we're going to be able to beat Indianapolis. Again, I don't think Indianapolis is great, but I think that they're better than we are at this point. So I have us losing. Somebody says Baltimore's an L. Yes, I gave us a loss against Baltimore. Captain Trips, thanks so much for donating $5 to Make-A-Wish, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Yes, I have an L for that as well. I have an L for that one as well. In the final game of the season, the Philadelphia Eagles, our favorite team. I can't stand the Eagles. I freaking hate the Eagles. I hate them with a passion. We're not beat. I don't remember last time we won in Philadelphia either. I think the last time we won in Philadelphia, Matt Barkley was the quarterback. He was the third string quarterback. I don't think we're beating Philadelphia. Honestly, as disgusting as it is, I feel like Philadelphia is going to win this division. So, yeah, I have us losing our last 5, and I have us at 6-11 for the year. That's kind of where I have us. So just to recap here, against the Titans, I have us losing. Against the Panthers, I have a W there. Against the Cowboys on Monday night, I have us losing to the Cowboys. I don't think we're good enough to beat them. We have the Bears on October 2nd. We should be able to beat the Bears. The Bears suck. They're terrible. I know they kicked our ass last year. Jake Fromm was our quarterback. Okay, let's hope Jake Fromm will not be our quarterback in that game this year. Guaranteed. So we're going to be able to beat the Bears. Packers in London, not good enough to beat Aaron Rodgers and company yet. Not yet. Maybe in a couple years when Rodgers is gone. Yeah, I agree, Casey. I'm not a big Fields guy either. I think we should be able to beat the Bears. I don't think we're beating the Packers. I definitely don't think we're beating the Ravens. The Ravens have great drafts every year. So I have us losing those. I have us beating Jacksonville. That would put us at 3-4. I have us in a surprise win at Seattle. Again, their quarterback situation is not like it's Russell Wilson, and they're kind of falling off. So but going across the country, it's not like we're head and shoulders better than Seattle. But I think that that's a surprise win, kind of like a couple of years ago when I predicted that we would beat Seattle in Seattle with Colt McCoy quarterback. We did. So I have us winning there. And at that point, we'd be 4-4 at the bye. Coming out of the bye, again, we always lose a game we shouldn't lose. And that's going to be against the Texans out of the bye. It's very possible we win that game. Don't get me wrong. But we always lose a stupid game. Like an ugly game, like a 16-13 game or 20-17. We just do dumb things. We have turnovers or penalties or something stupid. It was the first game against Washington last year. I felt like we shouldn't have lost that game, but we did. So I was losing to the Texans. Next week, I have us beating the Lions, which will put us at 5-5. Thanksgiving Day against Dallas, we'll be happy because we'll be full of great food and some adult beverages maybe or whatever. The dopamine will be going crazy. Maybe a little sleepy with the tryptophan and everything else, but you combat that with some pumpkin pie, some pecan pie, some Kentucky bourbon pie, whatever kind of pie you like, whatever you like. Just go crazy on Thanksgiving. But I have us losing to Dallas. We won't be happy Giants fans. We'll be happy as human beings on that day. Then we have the long break. We have the 10 days in between before we play the Commanders again. I have us beating the Commanders. and we would be 6-6 at that point. And like I said, if we're 6-6, I'll be extremely happy at 6-6. But then after that, I have us losing to the Eagles. I have us losing at Washington. I have us losing at Minnesota. I have us losing against the Colts. And I have us losing against Philadelphia. All total, that adds up to 6-11. So I guess the beginning of the schedule, maybe I was a little bit overzealous, but by the end of it, this is kind of what I thought we would be, 6-11. I mean, with the Giants, if we go back and look at this, there's definitely a couple more games we could lose. We could definitely lose the game against the Commanders. We could definitely lose the game against Seattle. I mean, honestly, we're the Giants. We could lose against any of these guys. But to me, that means our floor is 4-13. I think that's the floor. I don't think we're worse than a 4-win team. I think we find a way to win at least 4 games, assuming that we're healthy pretty much through the season. But that is the floor. But if we go back and look at this, I think that the Colts, I think that is a game that we could squeak out and win. I definitely think we could sweep Washington. I think that that is possible. Again, I'm not predicting it, but I think that that's possible. And you never know with the Eagles. I don't think we'll split with the Eagles, but you never know with the division games. It is possible that we get one of those, or maybe that game at Minnesota. So if I add those in there, ceiling to me is 9-8. Floor is 4-13. Prediction is 6-11. That's where I have the Giants this year. And hopefully my first 12 games are right, and we're 6-6 at that point, and we have a chance, and then maybe we can squeak out a few at the end and get 8 or 9 wins and have a chance at making the postseason. But I do think the beginning of the schedule is easier for us. We play some bad teams. Like I said, we played the 3 worst teams from 2020 in the first 10 weeks of the season, or 10 games. First 9 games of the season, first 10 weeks. So it is possible, that we, it is possible that we get better as the year progresses. I'm glad that the easier games, or so-called easier games, like the Panthers, like the Bears, like the Texans, like the Lions, I'm glad that they're more so, it's the week 11, so the first 10 games. I'm glad we have the first half of the schedule. We have some games I feel like we can win. The Panthers, the Bears, Jacksonville, Houston, Detroit. And I don't think Seattle's that good. So there's definitely some wins to be had there at the beginning. Obviously, near the end of the year, it gets much tougher. The NFC East is they're better than we are. The teams in it, I'm not going to say they're great teams, but I feel like they're better than we are. At Minnesota is going to be tough. Indianapolis, I still think that'll be tough. And we just have a hard time with the Eagles. So 6-11 is where I'm at. Pencil Man, thank you so much for donating $5 to Make-A-Wish, man. I really appreciate that very much. You guys and girls are awesome, by the way. We raised $327 in a half an hour for Make-A-Wish. That's awesome. So yeah, that's the schedule, 6-11. And again, I'll just say this real quick. If you just tuned in or you're watching this on the replay, in lieu of the super chat button for this stream, I decided to make it a fundraising stream for Make-A-Wish Foundation because I saw the young man, Sam Prince, is going to be on Chris's channel here in about 15 minutes. It's 5 o'clock here now. But like I said, if you're watching it back, I think you can still donate until tomorrow. But in honor of Sam, I decided to make this a fundraising stream when I went over the schedule. I was going to do it later in the night, but you know what? I want to get out and enjoy the weather. It's really nice out right now. So I want to get out and I want to go do a little running. Then I got to go to the grocery store and get something to eat and all that good stuff. Anthony, I hope you're right, buddy. I hope that they're not under 500. Anonymous, thank you for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Unknown user, I wish we were 17-0. Yes, donation. I have us beating. No, you said we'll smoke it. I hope so. Like I said, I think that the Giants are definitely good enough to beat Houston. But we always lose a stupid game. We always lose. That is definitely winnable. Definitely winnable. That's why I said the ceiling for me is 9-8. That is the ceiling because I have us losing to Houston. We could beat Houston. I have us losing a game to Washington. I feel like we could beat Washington twice. I have us losing both games to Philly. I feel like we could beat Philly once. So like I said, ceiling's 9-8, predictions 6-11, but I also feel like we could lose both games to Washington, and we could definitely lose at Seattle. So 4-13 is my floor, but yeah, so it is 5:00. I'm going to get out of here and go do my stuff. Again, if you want to come back and hang out tonight for the Suns and the Mavericks, I'll be live for game 6. I've enjoyed calling that series. Got some sleep last night. It's a good thing. Sleep is good. Sleep is good. But I do appreciate you guys, girls, being here as always. And thank you, all you that donated for Make-A-Wish. Appreciate that too. Anonymous, thank you so much for the $1 donation to Make-A-Wish. I really appreciate it. So, again, 6-11 for the Giants is my prediction. 4-13 is the floor. 9-8 is the ceiling. Let's hope that we hit our ceiling. Let's hope that we break through the ceiling, right? Let's hope our ceiling is glass and we can break right through the ceiling. That would be the best thing ever. I'm definitely looking for, again, it's months away, but trust me, guys, girls, that summer flies by. It's going to be here before you know it. Looking forward to seeing each and every one of you in the streams of Chris and I as we go through another season of New York Giants football together. And this season, I feel like I say this every year, but it's got to be better than last year, right? It's got to be better than last year. It's got to be. So, yes, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully I'll see you tonight and go over and support my man, the Entertainment Talking Sports. He should be live in about 15 minutes. Like I said, him and Sam Prince will be doing it over there, going over this and talking Giants. So go over there, show them some support. And, at some point today, try to get out. If you're in the Northeast, get out and enjoy the weather. It's gorgeous. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Once again, Giants 6-11 is my prediction. And get rid of this thing, and you can see my beautiful face. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, guys and girls. And we'll see you next time. It's Bad Diggity Dizzle.